do you have the perfect morning in Animal Kingdom? We gave it our best shot. Get ready to rate my trip.
Good morning. It's bright and early. We are here at Animal Kingdom. I say we because Emma LaRouche is with me, which I'm so excited about because even though we're gonna have the best Disney day, no question, I think the best Disney day is when you're with your friends and with your people. So we are at Animal Kingdom. Technically, our time does not start for another 20 minutes, but guess what? The park doesn't open for another 20 minutes. So we are gonna go ahead and get in line. We're here nice and early. The park opens at 8 o'clock this morning for me as a non-resort guest, but for resort guests, it actually opens at 7:30 as part of the early entry. It's like a little perk you get for staying at a Disney World resort. But I'm staying at Quincy's house. All right, Animal Kingdom. I'm here right at rope drop. It's 8:01. Lots of folks in the park already because of early park entry, which is 30 minutes prior to park opening for hotel guests. But I'm starting the day with my riskiest decision. We'll see if I'm right, but I'm gonna rope drop Flight of Passage. I did not get a lightning lane for it because it is gonna be a long wait. Don't get me wrong, but I find it difficult to stomach paying like $20 per person to skip this line when there's just not that many other lines to worry about in Animal Kingdom because there's just not many rides. So that's the risk I'm taking. I'm kind of on the fence about it because at the same time, like you might be park hopping, but I'm having the perfect morning in Animal Kingdom. I'm not gonna park hop. And I think that this is an okay move because I don't think the other lines are gonna spike up enough. We'll see. So a true rope drop would mean getting here very early. You definitely want to be standing in the park prior to 8 a.m. You might want to be standing in the park around 7:30 when resort guests get in. And if you're a resort guest, you want to be standing at the gates at like 7. So that's just a lot of very early activity that I don't want to do. I do those. If you're interested in what that looks like, you can check out most of our ride challenges on the channel. Any challenge where I try to ride every ride in Disney World in one day, we'll show that off. Frankly, if you're spending some time in Animal Kingdom, it's not really a must. Instead, you can do what I'm doing, more casual rope drop. You should still use those first 2 hours on Flight of Passage if you can, but you don't need to like rush it, because there is a little bit of like a roller coaster to that wait time in the morning. And I'm hoping to catch a dip on it. But just in case we don't, and even if we do, we're gonna have provisions for the line because we're starting with Creature Comforts. This is the park's Starbucks location. Got me a coffee. You can do this or you can do Joffrey's. I like Joffrey's better in most parks, but for some reason this Starbucks just hits. So I do end up getting it here. So I'm just gonna get a coffee for the line, maybe a little breakfast. Good morning, Animal Kingdom. Actually, I've not been here in so long, it makes me want to cry. Ah! Oh my goodness. People ask me all the time, do you love Tennessee? I do love Tennessee so much. And then it also makes the parks so special and sweet. And now I get to cry every morning when I come back. Now I am heading to Pandora, but not for the reason you think. And I have 2 reasons for that. We are gonna start with Navi River Journey. Emma LaRouche is like way up there, letting her cook, doing her B-roll do's. I am not doing Flight of Passage today, which is so crazy. That is the top tier attraction here in Animal Kingdom. Easily, probably my favorite. I'm tied with maybe a few others, but it is crazy. It is crazy. We just decided where I was filming on this trip a few days ago. So when I went to buy the single pass, 'twas sold out until like 6 p.m. tonight, which is when the park closes. So if you don't know, Disney has several skip the line options, one of them being single pass, which is the most popular attraction in each park. You can ride it once without waiting in the line. Today it was $18 if I had bought it, but it was already sold out for the times that I needed it. So we're not doing that. And then if I'm not doing single pass, I only have 4 hours this morning. So I don't really want to waste it in an hour-long line. I already checked during early entry, it hit an hour-long wait time. I only have 4 hours. I don't want to waste it there, even though I do think it's probably the best ride in the park. So we're making a few different choices, and that's okay because it's my perfect morning. And my perfect morning is about maximizing. Now I could have bought multi-pass, which multi-pass gives you access to most of the skip the line options, the lightning lanes in each park. However, for Animal Kingdom, I don't really recommend that. There's not tons of rides right now, a lot of going our way. This is where the line for Flight of Passage is. We're not doing that. But multi-pass in Animal Kingdom specifically, we just don't feel like it's super worth the money because there's not that many attractions, and even though it is cheaper, you can ride a lot of them without multi-pass, especially if you're here all day. There is no need. So we tend to recommend single pass or nothing here, and that's kind of how I'm rocking today. So here we are in Pandora. Navi River Journey is a slow-moving boat ride that is absolutely beautiful in Pandora. It is slow. It also has long wait times, and the real attraction at this one is an incredible animatronic at the end and just kind of the beauty of the ride. For a lot of people, that's not really worth a long wait time. I'm one of those people. So if I'm not doing multi-pass, I typically find myself dropping this. It typically is a walk-on, maybe about 10 minutes, and then we're going to leave Pandora. We're hopefully gonna come back for something else later today that I've been really looking forward to, but it's not super high on our list. So I figured we'd stop here first and then take a back route to another popular attraction after this.
Also, Disney Park Starbucks cup.
Cha-ching!
It's kind of a great way to start the day. But I grabbed a chocolate espresso, and now I'm gonna head over to Flight of Passage. So here's the deal with Flight of Passage. If you are not early entry rope dropping it, you are probably in for about an hour wait. Now that can fluctuate. It can fluctuate up to 80. A little later in the day, it will go 90, 100, maybe 2 hours. The first hour of the park day, if the park opens at 8 a.m., which typically does, is when you want to ride Flight of Passage, or the last hour of the park day right before close. You can sometimes get on it in like 25 minutes. Obviously, we're just having the perfect morning here. And I think right now, a lot of folks are going to choose to have a half day at Animal Kingdom. And the morning will probably be when you're here because it opens earlier. So, a little pro tip. If you are going to do a half day at Animal Kingdom, consider doing the afternoon because most people do the morning, so it does tend to get lower crowds in the afternoon. But we're here for the morning. Right now, the Flight of Passage wait is posted at 70 minutes. I think we're going to get on a little faster than that. There is a bit of a fluctuation first thing in the morning as the crowds rush over, and then the wait time kind of tries to figure itself out for the day because early in the morning, they're sort of just making guesses at what the wait time is until they can really get the data for it. So you don't want to assume it's shorter, but it often is not quite what it is posted and is rarely longer. Now, the other reason going to this ride in that first hour of the park day is such a good idea is because this is a very popular Lightning Lane purchase. A lot of people buy the pass to skip the line. And the way Lightning Lanes work is that folks get a return time to skip the line, and there are very limited return times per like hour of the day. Later in the day, more things start to happen where maybe there have been some ride delays or maybe somebody was a little late and a cast member has helped them out. And Lightning Lanes just tend to get more backed up later in the morning and the early afternoon. So if you go first thing, the Lightning Lane is typically pretty empty. It's only the slots that were filled between 8 and 9 a.m., which means there aren't a ton of people in the Lightning Lane who are getting to pass you in the standby line, which means the standby lines can move a bit quicker. This isn't true for every ride, but it is true for a lot of them. Now, when you're looking for the start of the Flight of Passage line in the morning, it's usually over here, off to the side. They kind of wind it all through the land first thing in the morning. It takes a good while for the Flight of Passage queue to move like through. So usually you'll start in the land early in the morning. Don't let this scare you off. This is still probably a shorter line than when the line is completely in the queue later in the day. As you can see, everybody ahead of me, I don't know if you can see yet, everybody ahead of me is moving pretty consistently on their way into the ride queue. And even up in the ride queue, I can see them moving pretty consistently. So we're in line, I've got my provisions, and hopefully we're on in not too much time. Bad news. Why is my hair doing that? A theater went down. So the ride is operating at reduced capacity now, which means the line is going to be moving slower, might come to a complete stop, wait time might be longer than anticipated. I'm going to stick it out and hope that it isn't too bad because it has been moving really fast up to this point. We've only been in line for like 15 minutes and I'm like in the caves. I'm going to stick it out. This is the first indoor move the queue. When you get in here, you might think, oh, we're already inside. This is a breeze. There are many more rooms after this. Although, I often get from here all the way to the front in about a half hour. That's also what a cast member just told somebody, was that it can be about a half hour from here or from behind me. So even with the reduced capacity, I don't know, man. I'm optimistic in general, not just about this. Maybe overly so, but I think it's gonna be fine.
Okay, we got row one. We're so excited. Emma is being dragged along with me today and I'm really excited about it. What do you want us to do for our perfect morning? Is it cheating if I have someone else's opinion? I think no.
No.
What do you want to do?
I like Dinosaur.
Dinosaur?
Everest.
Me too. Those are my top two. Honestly, I made her make a list with me on our drive-in and that was also my top two. So It's gonna be a great day. Oh, do it again.
The coolest part of the queue is also when you go into a lab and you can see floating in a tank over there a full avatar animatronic. It is very cool. It looks so crazy. It looks like freaky real. The way it's lighting and stuff, it's super weird. Anyway, we're very close to the front. There's one last room through that yellow archway. The line was definitely slow. It's been an hour and a half since we got in line. So no dice on my good move today. But 90 minutes is expected for Flight of Passage. It's not good, it's not horrible, and right now the wait time is above 2 hours because of the operating at lower capacity. So it was still a good move to come early. It's just a lot of my morning is getting eaten by this. But to be fair, there's only like 5 big rides in Animal Kingdom. So we'll see what we can't get done because of this. And it honestly might still be a pretty good showing. I would still recommend rope dropping this if you're only going to be in Animal Kingdom in the morning.
Okay, we finished Navi River Journey. It is only 8:10. I do think it's a beautiful attraction. That being said, even the people behind us were like, wow, forgot how slow this one was. And they're absolutely correct. She was like, it's really no Frozen Ever After, which really kind of scoots at certain points and has a big drop towards the end. So if that's what you're expecting, that is not what you're gonna get here. Now, we are gonna go towards the Kilimanjaro Safaris attraction, which technically does not open until 8:30, so be sure to check that time. I know that in the past, when I've been on vacation, we've rope dropped it, not realizing it's a delayed opening. That's not always the case, so just go ahead and check on the My Disney Experience app. But it's 8:10. By the time we get that way, we'll be some of the first people on the ride. We actually talked about getting coffee, but we want to enjoy our coffee when it's time to finally have it and not feel the need to like slam it. So we're gonna walk that way. We're here. We are the 5th group, which is perfect. We actually stopped to grab a bottle of water before the day gets crazy. I was here for one of the Epcot festivals and did not have enough water and had a migraine the next day. Don't ruin your trip like I did. So we're starting early. We're making sure we have our water on hand and starting with a bottle that we can refill throughout the day, because I also didn't bring my Awala. Amateur moves. Also attempting to pack light. If you know, you know. So this is our second ride of the day, Kilimanjaro Safaris. This is an actual safari that you get to go on to see real live animals. And the best time, in our opinion, is to go either early in the morning or right before it closes. That's when the animals tend to be the most active. It's not so hot. It's just a little bit more enjoyable for them and for you. It's still a good ride no matter when you ride it, but if you're hoping to see the most animals, that's typically the time to go. Today, it closes at 4:45, which is pretty early, but that's when the sun starts going down. It's about 5:30, and they cannot drive because they're real trucks. It's not a track, and they cannot drive around the real animals. So we're gonna do it in the morning, hopefully get some good sightings.
Listen, don't voluntarily wait 105 minutes for that ride, but it does feel kind of worth it. You shouldn't do that on purpose, but I'm so glad I stuck out the wait even though it was way longer than I wanted, because that is just such an incredible ride. It is hands down the creme de la creme of Animal Kingdom, and I just don't think you can have a best morning without it. I do think a best morning maybe doesn't include a 105-minute line, but you know, in this moment, I had such a good time on that ride. First time I rode Flight of Passage, it absolutely blew me away. I cried. It was so beautiful. It was so immersive and realistic. It made me like Avatar, which I had never liked before I'd seen the movies. People who were riding it for the first time this time were gasping and clapping. There was a little kid crying, and his parents were like, "You were scared?" And he went, "No, it was so beautiful." So it's just a really well-designed, wonderful experience. For a while there, I was kind of like, it was never quite as good as obviously the first time I rode it. But here's what I will say about Flight of Passage. Let yourself be immersed in it, you know? Pay attention to what you can see and what you're feeling, and just suspend disbelief for a minute and try to feel like you're flying. You will. You have to get out of your head. And now every time I ride Flight of Passage, it is just an incredible experience because I make a point to get out of my head and to just believe I'm flying. It feels like it. Okay, it is 10:30 now. We've done the best ride in the park. I was really hoping to do Dinosaur because it is leaving very soon, but it has been down for a while, down for like an hour or two at this point. I'm not even sure it quite opened this morning. I don't remember. So I am bummed because we might not make it on Dinosaur if it doesn't come up, but I definitely want to do Kilimanjaro Safaris. I'm thinking about grabbing a little snack and heading that way. There is really awesome breakfast at Satu'li Canteen that is like full entrees if you want a big breakfast, but I'm a small breakfast person, so I'm gonna hop right here to Pongu Pongu and grab the Pongu Lumpia. Now this is where is it? Pongu Lumpia, pineapple cream cheese spring roll, which I know sounds crazy, but it's actually really good. It's kind of a hot debate over whether this is a delicious snack or a not very good one. I don't know. I think you should try one. They're definitely different. So I'm gonna get one. I do like them. They are warm. I think that's where people have a challenge, is the warm cream cheese. I'm not even that big of a cream cheese person, and I like it. So, you know, different strokes.
Okay, we finished the safari. It was a good little safari. Sorry, we're not paying attention as we're walking, which you shouldn't do. You should always be paying attention when you're walking. It was a great morning. It is 8:43 now. But there were a lot of really active animals. The best part was the lions were really active. It's like the best view I've had of the lions probably in years. Sometimes if you're really extra lucky, you can hear them roar, although that is not frequent. I've only heard it once with my own ears. They did not roar this morning, but they were up and moving, which is not always the case. So if you really want to see the lions in particular, the best time is the morning. Everything else kind of hit or miss. All of the elephants were out, the giraffes. Like, I would say it was a good and active safari. So now I think we're gonna walk towards Everest, but maybe get a breakfast snack in the middle. Maybe one of my favorite hidden gems. We don't want to stop for too long, but I am going to get one of my favorite little breakfast snacks that I never get. And it's part of why I want to show this morning. We want to keep riding the rides, but honestly, we'll really only have 2 big ones left. So I want to grab a little something here this morning before we have potentially a different breakfast and or lunch at some point in our day. But Yak and Yeti Local Foods actually does a lot of breakfast items that people don't know about. One of my favorite things that you can get here are the hash brown bites. They blow my mind every time, and I've been craving them, so we're stopping in the middle of our rope drop to get a little snack. But also I feel incredibly confident about our rope drop, so that's why I'm stopping. Only stop if you feel confident.
Change of plans. No Pongu Lumpia because Dinosaur is open. It has a 10-minute wait. I'm going over there. Dinosaur's a must. We may ride it more than once. You know what? Whatever happens, happens. Pongu Lumpia is good, but the thing about Animal Kingdom, kind of an underrated park when it comes to food. Nobody really talks about the Animal Kingdom food. No one really talks about Animal Kingdom at all. And in fact, our videos with Animal Kingdom in them do worse than other videos. So if you're an Animal Kingdom stan, you gotta show up for our Animal Kingdom videos. That's why you don't make as many. Anyway, I love Animal Kingdom. I'm excited for its state of becoming with the new Tropical Americas. But that was a tangent. There's really great food all around Animal Kingdom at a lot of little like walk up, grab and go spots. Really great food. So I'm not really worried about us not grabbing something right then because we can grab something a little later somewhere else that's nearby. we don't have to worry about crossing the park for the good food items.
These are my weird personal breakfast obsessions. I'm hoping they're still as good. I think about these a lot. Yak and Yeti Local Foods is not talked about when it comes to breakfast in Animal Kingdom, but they have some really delicious options. And I am a meat and potatoes girl. That is my favorite food in the world, is hash browns and steak and any form of potato. So I just really wanted these. See, inside, it comes with 3, $5.99. And if I'm right, there's like onions and they're seasoned really well. Not if I'm right, if they've not changed it. They're still good. I just love them. You can eat them on the go. They're super easy. And also I just love a hash brown. Personally, I love the Dunkin' Donuts hash browns specifically. This is as close as I can get in Disney World. Okay, we're eating our hash browns on the go. Typically, I will also say, I feel like they're a little bit more seasoned. Today, if we were sitting and not walking, I would get a little ketchup, and then they would be perfect to me. Kali River Rapids is right here behind us, and it is closed. Thank goodness for me. I wasn't gonna ride it anyways, but now there's no pressure to ride it and do the most. So we're gonna keep on walking towards Everest, and then maybe Dino, and then maybe some shows, maybe some snacks, and then maybe Dinosaur again, maybe Dinosaur again, and maybe Dinosaur one more time. We are headed to Expedition Everest, which is a 5-minute wait right now. Super exciting stuff. Now, Expedition Everest is a high-flying roller coaster adventure that does take place indoors and outdoors, and spoiler alert, goes backwards at different points, which is one of my favorite rides. Like when I was a kid, I would make my dad and mom ride it with me over and over again. I absolutely love it. Now, it does have an incredible single rider line if you're by yourself or you want to do it a little bit faster, but Emma and I are together. It's 5 minutes, which means it's a walk on, and we're gonna enjoy every second of it.
Every time I ride Dinosaur, I keep thinking it's gonna be my last time. This one might literally be my last time riding Dinosaur. I don't know, it's got about a month left. Maybe I'll get another chance on it. Hopefully. Worst case scenario, I'll just come back over here and ride it. I live here. For a very brief time, this is a dinosaur themed dark ride where you ride in a time rover back in time, into the time of the dinosaurs. But unfortunately, Dr. Grant Seeker, he wants to get that dinosaur, the iguanodon. And to pick him up, you have to go right by when the meteor drops. So it's pretty intense, scary environment. So a couple weeks after you're watching this video, it will close, and then it will become an Indiana Jones ride, where it will be the same ride system, but with an Indiana Jones story. We don't know too much about it, except that Indy will be hunting some kind of legendary, like some kind of creature of legend to make it fit with Animal Kingdom. So unclear what exactly that means as of yet, but excited for more details, excited for some very new, very high-tech, very realistic looking animatronics. That's what I'm most excited about with this ride.
We're the back row! Back row!
There was a cast member in the gift shop who had written a ton of I'm celebrating buttons about saying goodbye to Dinoland, saying goodbye to Dinosaur. And this button that I picked out says, I'm not celebrating Countdown to Extinction, February 1st, 2026, Dinoland. And then at the top it says, sad to see it go. I'm gonna cherish this. Here's the thing about Dinoland. Most of it is closed by now. I was never a big Dinoland fan when I was younger. And when I traveled to come to Disney World, I agreed with the general sentiment that I was like, it doesn't feel like the rest of Disney World. It feels like a roadside attraction, because that's the point. Once I moved here, started working this job, I started to get a lot more appreciation for Dinoland and how fun the theme of it is with that roadside attraction feel. So I did start to fall in love with the theme in general. We mostly said goodbye to that at this point. My biggest sadness is Dinosaur, which I have always loved. So goodbye, Dinosaur. That hurts. All right, here's the plan. Because of our flight of passage situation, wait times are pretty long, so we're gonna do some quick making up for lost time. Honestly, my original plan was, if the wait for flight of passage wasn't super long, was going to be seeing the first shows of the day for Festival of Lion King or Finding Nemo, Big Blue and Beyond, both of which incredible shows. My personal favorite is Finding Nemo. Most people love Festival of Lion King, but now I think we should just try to get a little more done before our deadline of noon. I think I am gonna ride Expedition Everest. It is a 40-minute posted wait, but Expedition Everest has one of the fastest single rider lines in Disney World. It moves so quick. So I'm gonna single rider Everest unless the single rider is closed or looks crazy. And then maybe go meet Mickey and Minnie. My Hail Mary pass, I can't do any later than 11:30. So we're gonna do our Hail Mary pass lunch. It's gotta be at 11:30.
The Yeti did not clock in for work. It was covered. She wasn't there. Betty must have called out. I don't know what was going on, but she wasn't there. The ride's still amazing. But I love seeing the disco lights flash at Betty the Yeti. Still a good ride. Still took no time. And you know what? If we have extra time, maybe we'll do this one again too. Because I'm a rides girl. Like, that is my favorite thing. All of the rides, all of the snacks. When I'm here for fun especially, I love the shows, I love live entertainment, but I find myself looking for the attractions a little bit more. So we'll see. Our perfect morning is really turning out to be perfect.
Expedition Everest, a major favorite. You are on a roller coaster as you take a train up through the Forbidden Mountain on your way to Everest. Of course, there's some legends, you know, who's to say if they're true or not, but there may or may not be, I don't know, a Yeti up there. Doubtful, in my opinion. Yetis aren't real. So I think it should be a pretty uneventful ride, maybe just some intense tracks, but I think we should make it to Everest no problem, no gaps in the track, no Yetis, no wild romps through the mountain. Should be fine. The entrance to the attraction is over there, right there. But we are headed to the single rider entrance, which is right here. And you can see this sign. It's a little backed up on the single rider line. Still looks like a 10-minute wait. Let me look at what time it is.
We have made it to what was previously Dinoland USA, and it's still kind of currently Dinoland USA. So right now, Animal Kingdom is undergoing major, humongous, massive changes. They are putting Dinoland to bed, we'll put it nicely. They are killing Dinoland, and they are replacing it with Pueblo Esperanza, which is a tropical America's themed land, which I am actually very excited about. It's gonna feature intellectual properties like Encanto and Indiana Jones. The concept art looks gorgeous. I am so excited. It's brand new rides, brand new stories. That being said, we are losing Dinoland for it. As you can tell, a lot of it is already gone. Pretty much the only thing still operating in Dinoland at the time that I am filming this is Dinosaur itself and Restaurantosaurus. Yeah, everything else is closed now. That being said, they're doing this phased closure so that way Animal Kingdom isn't totally empty for forever. They're expecting this new land to open around 2027. That could mean January 27, that could mean December 2027, and they could still change that date. They've not given us an official opening date. They have only said that rough timeline. That being said, they have given us, here's some concept art now. That being said, they have actually told us when Dinosaur and Restaurantosaurus is closing, and it is on February 2nd, 2026, with the last day to experience both of these things being on February 1st. So if you really want to ride Dinosaur, you need to come on February 1st, which makes me sick to say. I actually will shed tears over this one, and I need y'all to just respect that energy that I'm putting out. We're gonna go ride Dinosaur now.
I was staring at the single rider line. It looks like it's like 10-15 minutes. It's 11 now, so I'm so nervous I'm gonna perform so poorly on this perfect morning, but I am having a good time. Everest also for me is a little too intense. I can only really ride it in the morning, and even then it gives me headaches sometimes. So I tend to skip it typically. I was gonna ride it just to sort of get my score up, but that's inauthentic. And the single rider line looks like it's like 10 or 15 minutes, which is a great wait for Everest. But for me, Everest is like a 5 minutes or less ride, just because it's not my personal favorite. And that's important. When you're in Disney World, you're gonna have things that are your preference or not. Of course, you should always try new stuff, even if you think you're not going to love it, because there's some things that really might surprise you. But if you know you really hate going backwards on a roller coaster and you wanna skip Everest, skip Everest, you know? It's better that everything you do, you enjoy, and nothing ruins your day or makes you sick or ruins your kid's day. If your kid is too scared to ride something, don't push it, because you could, especially with kids, not only ruin their day, could ruin roller coasters for them for years to come if you make them ride something a little before they're ready. So I am gonna change our pace a bit here to go a bit more leisurely this morning. We're gonna do one of my true favorite things in Animal Kingdom. What's very funny about this is the first time I did these, when I was like a teen, the rest of my family was riding Everest, and I didn't want to because I didn't feel up to it. Even then I was fragile. So I came over here and I did Maharaja Jungle Trek by myself, and I hadn't done it in my memory at the time, and I thought it was so magical, such an incredible experience. These are basically the most zoo parts of Animal Kingdom. You are walking past animal exhibits that are just incredible, and the walks are so themed. There are two of them. There's one here in Asia, Maharaja Jungle Trek, and in Africa, Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Both are incredible. I highly recommend doing both. I don't know which one I prefer. The sort of star animal on this trail is the tiger. It's the gorillas over there. Incredible to see. So that is gonna be my move here. Look at these cutie pies. They're screaming. One of my favorite parts of this trail is the bat house, which you can bypass. There's signage that says if you want to see bats, go this way. If you don't, keep going. I recommend seeing the bats. They're a lot less scary than when one's in your attic, if you see them in here. And I think they're kind of cute in a very horrifying way. It's like on one hand, horror movie monster. On the other hand, sky puppy. Which one is true? Okay, we're coming up on the tigers area. There's a couple of different viewpoints for this, and I recommend checking them all because they hang out in different places. There's a few people looking like they're seeing something here, so maybe. Nope, looks like they're over there. They have a huge habitat to hang out in. Whenever I see tigers or lions, I'm like, it's Hemingway, which is my cat. And you're like, that's so cute and cuddly, but also murderous. To be fair, I'm not 100% sure that Hemingway wouldn't be murderous if he were that big too. In fact, he probably would be. I've seen him take a tail off a lizard one time, exactly. I have to be very specific about the habitats for especially some of these larger animals. For instance, with the gorillas, there's an area for the bachelors, and then there's an area for the family, because the bachelors would try to challenge the alpha male of the family, and you can't have that. The birds are screaming. What are they screaming about? Do you hear that? They are screaming. All the water buffalo looks so cute laying down. I think we might have some luck with the next tiger because a lot of folks are lined up on this wall here, which means I think maybe one of our ladies is up and about over here. Oh, not up, but looking very beautiful. Chilling in the shade over there. She's so pretty. See, that's just a baby. Maybe a baby that could kill you, but a baby nonetheless. In the other trail, the gorillas are pretty active all day long, and they sort of hang out right by the windows. If you want to see more animal activity in general from the tigers, tigers are crepuscular, which is a word that I say often to my cat because he's crepuscular, and that means they are most active at dawn and at dusk, and they sleep most of the other time, middle of the day, middle of the night, sleeping. But dawn and dusk, that's when they're up. So if you want to see more activity, you want to come as early as possible to the animal trails or Kilimanjaro Safaris, or closer to the evening, as late as possible. Oh, sleepy kitty. Crepuscular behavior. Bird room. Okay, you can bypass this as well if you don't want to go into the bird room, which I'll tell you, these birds, they are out and about. They are beautiful. I got into bird watching when I moved to Florida because Florida actually has some insane natural birds, but these are definitely more exotic than Florida. Look at the feathers on that one. Oh, that wasn't the birds making those noises. It's the monkeys. What are they yelling about? Wow, they are really at it. Oh, these are monkeys. These are apes. I thought it was the lemurs, but it's actually the gibbons over here. And this guy is just hanging and just shouting. Oh, I see. It's food time. He is like, sir. Speaking of which, I think it's time for our big finish of our perfect morning. It is almost 11:30. That is, in my opinion, getting into lunchtime. And we had a very light breakfast, if you can call it breakfast at all. So we are gonna head to Nomad Lounge, which is hands down a must-do for my grown-ups in Animal Kingdom. Really wonderful lounge space. Feels like you are not in a theme park at all. When people used to say that to me, I was like, okay, probably not, but sure. No, really doesn't feel like you're in a theme park. It feels like you're in a incredible lounge somewhere, beautiful. You can sit on the water outside. The inside is gorgeous. And then the food and drinks, incredible. Non-alcoholic drinks, incredible. Staff and bartenders, incredible. And it's much easier to get into before noon. There's a walk-up wait list. You cannot make reservations, and you can join that in the app. So you just search Nomad Lounge in the app, join the walk-up wait list, and then you'll get seated, hopefully shortly after. It's a 10-minute wait, which usually means pretty much now. So I'm gonna go ahead and join the walk-up wait list.
guess who made it back with you? I better find you before security does. Thanks for everything.
I teared up at the end. It's so sad. I could tear up now talking about it. It's just hard. Change is hard. Change is also good and necessary, but it's hard and makes me sad. I'm not being so positive about Muppets, so this will be the one thing I will be positive about for now. I'm also gonna look for a pin. Let's see if they have any. Now, they did release a limited amount of Dinosaur merch that I'm hoping I can get a little piece of my hands on. I don't know if they have it right now. A lot of it sold out fast. We also might do some mystery pins today because that just sounds like a lot of fun. I did bring some pins to trade if anything really scratches my fancy. I don't know if that might. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna keep looking. No pins. Cast members confirmed they've been sold out since they dropped in July, which I figured was kind of the case. They did still have some of the water bottles. They also had the magnets. I thought maybe they would do another round of them. Cast members told me no. They said no, it is extinct. She also said don't encourage the resellers. Don't buy it online. She said we've seen it selling for $100. She was like, don't do that because that encourages them to come back in the next time there's an exciting drop, buy it all up, and then resell it all for $100 again, which I wasn't gonna do that, but you know what? I appreciated her saying that because so true. Don't do all that. Let just be normal. Here goes Chip and Dale in their Christmas best. There they are, our sweet pals. They look so handsome. That's another thing I will miss from Dinoland is the special costumes. The meet and greet costumes are just so fun and sweet. I will mourn them. I'm hoping they will find new homes for all of these friends like Daisy, Donald, Chip and Dale, and Goofy. I'm assuming they will. You know, they're kind of iconic, genuinely, but haven't confirmed just yet. So I think, oh my gosh, look at that just pile of dirt. That's so depressing. I just can't handle it. I'm not mentally well enough to be in here anymore. I think we have to go. Okay, we have walked back to Pandora. Forgive me, I was not filming because I was using my phone to look at the menu because we're gonna go to Satu'li Canteen for our breakfast here. This is, in my opinion, the best breakfast spot in Animal Kingdom. It has recently brought back breakfast. I say recently, within the last year and a half or so. And they also have a fairly new cold brew flight, which debuted, I believe, 6-ish months ago, a few months ago, maybe this summer. Disney's added a lot of new coffees around, which has been like a dream for me. I'm gonna try as many as I can today. And we've done all the big rides except for Flight of Passage, which is sporting a hefty line. And again, I just don't want to waste, you know, a fourth of our time in there. So we're gonna grab some food. We're gonna do a little breakfast moment because to me, a perfect morning, a best morning, is really doing a little bit of everything. So we've done our rides, we've had a snack, now we're gonna have breakfast, and then we're gonna go see the newest attraction in Animal Kingdom, which Emma and I have not done. So I'm very excited to check out.
I'm on the wait list. You can opt into texts for the wait list. I do recommend doing this because the push notifications for me are a little finicky. I don't always get the push notifications, but I always get the text. So I got a text saying that I'm on the wait list. So it was 10 minutes. Honestly, about a 10-minute stroll over there, walking through the beautiful trails around the Tree of Life. That's what I'm gonna do. Taking this llama or alpaca. I'm getting text. Do you think it's time? I literally joined the wait list like 2 minutes ago. It is time. As you can probably tell, I'm here on a pretty busy day. And even for a party of 4, the wait was only 10 minutes prior to noon. After noon and later in the day, the wait will start to be 35, 45, and often the wait list will fill up completely. So earlier is better if you want to experience Nomad Lounge without having to deal with a long wait or finagling. But if you don't mind joining the wait list and going to do something else, that also works. Our path takes us past a couple cute animals. I'm gonna swing by. You have 10 minutes to return. So even though my table was called, we are like a 5-minute walk away. So I think we can make some stops. I love these guys. They are tamarins, cotton top tamarins. And there were babies this year. And like that one's full grown. The babies were like this big. One of my biggest Animal Kingdom tips is to talk to cast members and ask them like, what's going on with the animals? Like, is there anything I should make sure I see? Anyone I should make sure I see? Learn a new animal fact. That's what I love about Animal Kingdom is there's always something new to see because these are real animals that are being taken care of in environments that mimic their natural ones. And you can see some pretty cool stuff. You don't even really have to be on the animal trails either because just on the way from one place to the next, you can stop and see animals. Looks like lots of people are looking at maybe some of the otters. They're back there playing. I don't know if you can see the splashing, but they have this upstairs view and then you can also go look through those windows to see into the water. I can't tell if I'm filming the right thing because the sun is really bright. I wasn't. These windows. Disney has designed these exhibits really thoughtfully, so I feel like I always can see a lot of animals out and about where like people can see them because they actually like to be there here. Whereas I know sometimes you go to the zoo and you don't see a lot of animals because they're all back in their little homes and back behind the scenes. Disney does have little places behind the scenes that these animals can go to, and they get to choose when they want to be out or not. It's just, they have their routines, a lot of them choose to be out. Nomad Lounge is going to be our week finale here. Got Tiffin's, which is a very wonderful restaurant, a little on the pricey side. And then we have Nomad Lounge here. This is drinks and small bites, but the small bites typically are plenty for a lunch, and it's just such a good vibe.
Okay, here's our breakfast. Very hype about this. I grabbed the beef and frittata, which comes with goat cheese and a side salad. I absolutely love this. It's been a hot minute since I had it, so I'm eager to see if it stays up to what I have in my head. I also grabbed the specialty cold brew flight because, of course, how could I not try a little bit of everything? There's an ube cold brew, a traditional Joffrey's coffee, and a matcha cold brew. Emma grabbed the large size of the ube, so hopefully we like it. And then she also grabbed the kids' cinnamon French toast that comes with a side of sausage. So this is our breakfast, and it's only $9.55. I am making Emma try her coffee because, of course, I have to know she likes it. So here you go.
It's very good. Usually, I like a sphere coffee. This is a sphere coffee.
Yeah.
It's creamy. It's good.
There you go. That's all I need. Magic. I'm gonna go ahead and try my frittata. It has a little goat cheese. I love goat cheese. It actually sends shivers down my spine. I love it so much. And then a little bit of the beef. Yeah, you're not gonna beat this for me. It's simple. It's not heavy or too greasy. The frittata is really nice and bouncy and light. It also has some vegetables in it to add a little bit of depth and flavor. There's so much goat cheese in my opinion. Like, it's just enough to get a little bit of in every bite and still really feel the, not sharpness, but the creaminess of it. Delicious. I love the meat. It has a light cherry sauce on it, so it's nice and fresh and bright in your mouth. It's not too dry. The salad's kind of funny. It's just lettuce. It's just lettuce, but sometimes you need just lettuce. I'll leave it at that. I love this. I get it a lot.
The vibes are so good in here, especially when you're trying to decompress because you've been out in the hot of Animal Kingdom or in a 105-minute flight of passage line all morning. This is the way to end it. I've decided to get one of my favorites, the tuna poke bowl. It's $16. Shocking amount of food. Shocking amount of food. Very high quality tuna. Very delicious. And then the drinks menu, I want to get something off of their specialty drinks menu. And I'm trying to pick something that feels kind of like a midday drink sort of vibe. I made a decision, but the entire theme of Nomad Lounge is that it's an ode to traveling. So this little blurb talks about how Animal Kingdom in general requires travel by the artists who created the park and the experts who care for the animals. And it talks about the value of travel. And then it says, now it is your chance. We want you to enjoy Nomad Lounge and feel comfortable sharing your own stories of travel and adventure. If you've traveled the world or stayed close to home, it does not matter. The spirit of travel is the same. And then consider the questions around you. If you'd like to leave your story behind and support the work we do around the world, you can purchase a mini banner and write your own story, and they hang it over the bar. And those are all hung over the bar. You can see them hanging right there. So you can literally be a part of that if you want. 85% of the proceeds from that go to the Disney Conservation Fund. So,
Cha-ching!
If you've seen our remake of The Bachelor in Disney World, which if you haven't, you should, you'll know how I feel about the Disney Conservation Fund.
Okay, we're leaving breakfast. I'm full as a tick. It was delicious. I'm obsessed with this. I'm not gonna stop thinking about it. It's so delicious. Now we're on to something else new, which is Zootopia Better Together. Hi y'all, have a good day. How was your night? Oh, I'm still filming. Okay, we came over to Zootopia Better Together, and it is, I will be honest, a 35-minute wait, which is insane. It is not always going to be like this. This is so new. It's only been open not even a month at the time that I'm filming this. So it's still got that nice and shiny newness on it. We're almost into our last hour. We ate for about 30 minutes and then walked over, so it's about 10:40 right now. This might be my biggest loss, but I want to watch it. And that is what you should be doing on your vacation. Do I think this is probably worth a 35-minute wait? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I would wager no. I think in the future it's going to be closer to how It's Tough to Be a Bug was, which was previously in this spot. 10 to 15 minute wait. This is so popular because it's new. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna swallow it because at this point, what we do have left is shows or rewriting things. I think both are a lot of fun and both are great. For me, it's a priority to see the new thing. You can actually get a lightning lane for this if you are purchasing multipass. We didn't, and that's okay. The only thing at this point that we have not done that I would like to do is Lion King. We probably will not do Lion King today because it's such an awkward amount of time. But to me, I wanted to do at least one show, this or Lion King, and Lion King's pretty darn established. I've seen it a lot. So that's why we're gonna make the choice to do this. Okay, we just watched Better Together, and honestly, I thought it was very cute. I know that some people were kind of iffy on it when it first debuted. I thought it was very sweet. I will say, I think you need to know a little bit of the lore to enjoy it and kind of appreciate the twist ending, if you will. If you've not seen the movie, it might be a little bit confusing. I could kind of hear a few people around us when they did the big reveal were a little confused. So you might not totally get it if you've not seen the movie. It's very similar to It's Tough to Be a Bug in the sense that it's a variety act. It takes you through different animals doing different talents. It's very cute. There is an original song, and Jennifer Goodwin, who is the voice of Judy Hopps, came back to film for it. So it's super cute. I actually think it's a very good addition, but I can also see why some people are like, I don't get it. Because if you don't like the movie, you can't, I don't know, you can't enjoy it as much. Whereas I felt like It's Tough to Be a Bug was really its own separate thing in a way. But very pleased and just glad that there's another attraction here, especially during the park's kind of weird lull of things. Okay, we are walking back towards Dinoland, but one of my favorite things in Animal Kingdom that I feel like is severely underappreciated are the animal trails. So we are going to go do the animal trails before we head back to one final ride, one re-ride, if you will. I do hate missing Festival of the Lion King and Big Blue and Beyond, which is the Finding Nemo show. I also hate missing the bird show in Asia. There's one starting now up at the front. They're all wonderful. They're all very sweet and cute, but I also think I'm kind of, when time is limited, I like doing one show and then trying to do everything else. Zootopia was our one. We waited a little bit longer because it is new. So I think we're gonna do a nice little animal trail and then end on one more attraction. We are skipping the bat section because we're not big old fans of bats. So we're gonna walk right past them. And we also have a little bit more than half an hour. So we're gonna look for the tigers and then we're gonna move towards our last thing. We're actually gonna skip the top section and walk this way. I see a lot of people up ahead. So I bet if he's anywhere, he's gonna be up here.
I think it's back. So
There's a good one. That's what I want to look like all the time.
Okay, lunch is here. I went with the tuna poke bowl. This is a regular on the menu, but the food menu is on this little placard. They have specials, and the specials do change out. But I really recommend the tuna poke bowl because it's pretty filling, a good amount of food. And then for my drink, I went with the Gin's Tattoo, which is Kettle One vodka, watermelon hibiscus, and lime juice. And this on the top is a candy hibiscus, so it is edible, and I will be eating it. Get a little bit of everything. It's so good. The vegetables are so vibrant. I will warn you, it's spicy. They're not playing around with that chili glaze. It's a great meal, and you can walk right in here. Restaurant quality. It does not taste like theme park food, I'll tell you that much. So delicious. The tuna is very high quality and perfectly cut. That chili glaze is over everything with a little sweetness, little heat. Edamame has that nice pop texturally. There's a crunch and the zing from the pickled radish, and it's sushi rice. Oh, it's so good. And there's sesame, which adds like a nice aromatic. Delicious all around. I'm sure I've had this before, but I don't have memory of it. Ooh, so I did ask, and this is made with real watermelon, not a watermelon syrup, which is a must for me. And it tastes like it. That's good. It tastes like kind of just like a floral, smooth, refreshing, almost like a watermelon lemonade. There's probably that lime juice in there making me feel that way. Very easy to drink, very refreshing. But I still have the like taste of the vodka there, none of the burn. Honestly, like it's like if you took a vacation drink and made it way more upscale. Awesome.
Okay, we have left the Maharashtra Jungle Trek and we are gonna head back to Dinoland because to me, riding your favorite attractions twice, there's nothing better than that. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm taking every opportunity to go get that dino while I can. Even if that causes me a loss today, it's a win in my heart.
So So this is my finale here. I feel pretty good about this morning, to be honest. I maybe didn't do all that much. The things I did were heavy hitters. So that's my submission because it is, as of now, 12:01. So that's my submission. That's my perfect morning in Animal Kingdom.
A good ending to a good day. A good morning. It was really only the morning. And I feel like super accomplished. I feel like we did everything except for Flight of Passage. We did a show. We did a trail. We did one ride twice. It's been awesome. And I even looked for pins throughout. And we had breakfast and good coffees. It's my perfect morning. This is exactly the best morning I would have. So I hope it was enough. If not, at least I had fun. And I had Emma LaRouche with me.
Yes, I am wearing a bonnet. And yes, I'm with my girls.
Sunday morning.
That's right.
It's like, what, 7 in the morning over
For
here?
RJ. For
me.
us, it's a little later, but yeah, basically it's bonnet o'clock for RJ. So.
Listen, I rolled out of bed, did some skincare, and was like, let's get it on. So this one was really hard for me, you guys. I'm going to be honest, because there were things that you guys both did that were super popular. One of you guys did more than the other person and did things that were super popular, but the one thing that the one person did was so popular. So it's like, does it trump out the amount of the other popular things that the person did?
This is what we're here for you to tell us.
Let's start with, I'm going to save popularity for last. I'm going to start with variety. Okay, so, Quincy, you did the biggest ride. You did the biggest, most famous ride at Animal Kingdom, which is Flights of Passage. I mean, come on, like, that is what you go to Animal Kingdom for. You go see floating mountains and you go get on the back of a banshee. It's just what you do when you go to Animal Kingdom. Now, you were in line for almost 2 hours, girl, like, and that's that's a long time.
It was a long time. In a 4-hour window? Long time.
Very long.
There was a point in Emma's where she said, I just don't want to use like a whole quarter of my time doing it. And I was like, a quarter? That's really optimistic.
Well, I was hoping for the best for you.
Yeah. It was worth it in the end, but it was a long time.
But it was not as much variety as Emma.
Yeah.
I mean, Emma girl, you did not do Flights of Passage, but in the time span where you could have done Flights of Passage, you did Everest. You went and got a safari. I mean, you did Zootopia. You went on the Navi. I mean, you still had an element of Pandora. It wasn't the biggest element of Pandora, but it was still an element of Pandora.
I couldn't do nothing in Pandora. Right. It just felt like almost sacrilegious.
Mm-hmm.
And then to top it off, girl, you did Dinosaur twice. I was like, oh man, you are bringing in the you went and sought out Dr. Seeker twice.
What would you have done what would y'all have done if you were watching this and I was on Dinosaur for the full 4 hours? Just like all I did was
That's actually what I
Dinosaur.
did with my free time.
Oh no, I know.
I did that with my free time after the fact.
Yeah.
So that would have been a good day too.
Variety goes to Emma, and that's because Emma did more of variety. I mean, you saw a show, you got on popular attractions, you even went and searched for a pin. And who could forget the hash browns? We love a hash brown moment, okay? So I had to give it up for you. Variety, Emma, you went in and got a 3, and I did give you a 2, Quincy, for variety, because you still did a good variety. Now, as far as ease is concerned, that's the next category. This one was kind of easy for me. It goes to Quincy. It just does. Quincy, I gave you a 3, and Emma, I scored you a 2 because your day was pretty easy too. It was easy. You did more. You rushed more. You went and made sure.
I was shocked by the amount you did, especially knowing the amount that I did. Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, I kept thinking, well, it's also kind of jarring. Everybody just watched. It's kind of jarring because in the video, you're going back and forth between me doing 4 things and you doing like 27 things. And it's like, oh, Quincy's still at.
It's different
She's
priorities.
She's still doing that.
Yeah, I was just like, wow. I was like, she's getting so much done.
You did a lot.
Like, what?
That's so funny. I walked away being like, I don't think I did enough.
Oh, girl, yeah. So I gave you a 2 for ease, and Quincy, I gave you a 3. Cool. Now this brings us to the last one, popularity, and this is going to be super controversial. Popularity is the hardest category. And that's just because Quincy did Flights of Passage, the most popular ride, as I said, and Emma didn't do Flights of Passage, but she did the newest popular show, Zootopia, Everest, and the Safari. Two very popular things. I mean, I asked my husband, I asked my aunt. I didn't give them your names because they watch. And so I was
RJ was in the grocery store going, excuse me, have you ever been to Animal Kingdom?
He's like anonymous on Reddit. What would you guys do for your day?
This was so hard, but I scored you both a 2.
Oh, that's interesting. You want to know something? I think you're right.
I thought Quincy had that in the bag.
I thought Emma had it in the
there was
bag,
no
but I
world.
think you're right. I think that's a very good scoring.
I do too.
It
I'm very
equals
happy
out,
with that.
right?
Yeah.
It equals out because of the time versus waiting for the most popular attraction and then doing other popular attractions, including
add up.
one of the most newest attractions.
That's a
It
good,
just equals out to
good
me.
judging. Good
That was
judging
really
going
good,
on here.
RJ. You backed the girls.
I was so nervous, you guys. I was like, bring out, I felt like RuPaul, bring out my girls. Like, I just didn't know. So because of that, you guys both scored a 7.
Okay.
And the tiebreaker is my point of the day that I would want to do the most. I just need y'all to know I am stressed out about
Hey, don't
this.
worry, because we
Don't
could
stress.
tie with the social if
That
you
is
pick
true.
different. So this is heated.
That is true. Now, for the simple fact that you guys know me, and you know I love a good people watching cocktail moment. I had to give the point to Quincy for
My
Nomad
Hail
Lounge.
Mary. My Hail Mary pass.
And that was so hard because I love me some Dr. Grant Seeker, and special mention for getting on that attraction twice. Like, that is incredible. And that really had me torn. But Nomad Lounge just kind of edged it out. It's a
beat
day that
Nomad.
I would want personally.
Yeah.
Also, Brayla bet I bet Quincy won't pet any animals, and Emma, you bet that I wouldn't become a Disney animator. So you guys think I hate Rafiki's Planet Watch?
We do.
And you know what? I didn't do either of those things, and you were correct. Interestingly, I bet you wouldn't go to Rafiki's Planet Watch.
We love Rafiki's, everyone.
We love
There's
Rafiki's just
no
like
Rafiki
more like
hate.
around 2 p.m. is when we love
Yes.
Rafiki's.
Now, you guys know that I'm not the final say. So let's throw it over to Fry so we can see who did better on social.
Hello, yes, this is Fry for your social point today for Animal Kingdom morning. We reached out to our Instagram followers over at AllEars.net. If you're not following us on Instagram, you absolutely should be. All the time, we need your help with games, challenges, and more. So be sure to follow us over there and also turn on post notifications so that you know when we need your help. Now, the results for today, we asked all of our Instagram followers, and our winner today won by almost 75%. So today's winner goes to Emma. Emma, congratulations. Our social media followers thought you had the best day. Congratulations. This has been Fry, and I'll see you in the next one.
We tied then.
That's incredible, actually. And I think it's so fair because both of your days were so good.
That is crazy.
Emma, I think we
I'm
might
shocked.
be really neck and neck going into the finale with your Magic Kingdom evening.
Really?
I think so. I can't really
thought
do
I was
math,
gonna
but
lose
maybe.
Everyone.
Next episode coming out this Friday is the finale where we find out who the winner of the entire season of Rate My Trip was. I'm very nervous because it's close. It's close. If you're still here, please like this video and drop this secret code in the comments so we know you made it all the way. Plus, don't forget to subscribe. We upload trips, games, and more from Disney World and beyond all week because we are serious about fun. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the finale.
Bye.
Bye.